This is not a book about Twitter, Facebook, or any other social media platform. It won't give you tips for building your own network of friends or your business. Instead, I want to introduce you to other networks all around us, networks that permeate the natural world. This is a book about the networks formed between non-human animals. These networks stand as a tribute to the complexity, depth, and wonder of life in animal societies. My path to social networks in animals began when I was in graduate school in the late 1980s. My dissertation work focused on testing new models of cooperative behavior, and what I found, in a nutshell, was that guppies paid attention to the behavior of other guppies and tempered their anti-predator behavior based on how fish near them behaved. To know my study species inside and out, I must have had read every animal behavior paper ever written, in English, on guppies by the end of my PhD. Many of those papers were on how females select their mates. Generally speaking, female guppies prefer males that are colorful and relatively free of parasites. An assumption, sometimes tested, sometimes not, was that female mating preferences are based on genetic predispositions, which they most certainly are. But it struck me that there might be more to it than that. After all, if guppies paid attention to each other when engaging in anti-predator behavior, maybe females were watching the mate choice of other females and using that information when selecting their own mates. A series of mate choice experiments showed that they were. As with anti-predator behavior, when selecting a mate, information on how others behaved mattered. A lot. Natural selection seems to have favored the ability to obtain, process, and act upon information about others in complex social venues where such information affects success or failure at some task. A few years later, my PhD student Ryan Early and I found just that in yet another behavioral venue. Male green swordtail fish spied on the fights of other males and took note of whether a possible future opponent had demonstrated itself to be dangerous or not.